object-oriented programming concepts. Yeah, so that's OOP concepts like classes, inheritance, as well as interference. So how these can be utilized in order to build a program, how to manage the console I/O operations. So this is one of important topic with respect to this unit. Designing or building GUI apps using the window forms or even by Adobe.net. Hello everyone, I welcome you all to the first session of the second year, that's for third SEM BCA. Yes, absolutely, the subject is under third SEM BCA. It is none other than C# and .NET programming. Over here, my name is Deepa Kutnikar. I'm working as an assistant professor under Department of Computer Science, Vidhyaashram, Temple of Excellence, Mysuru. In today's session, we'll be understanding like what's there in the updated syllabus. Yes, absolutely, this is the updated syllabus which has been released by our MYSURU University and it is specified as SEP. The syllabus is been introduced under SEP, that's State Educational Policy. All right, so let's move forward and understand the agenda of today's session. In today's session, we'll be understanding what's the course code, as well as we'll also be understanding what is the credit which is allotted for the subject, and we'll be knowing the standard reference textbooks which is according to our syllabus. Yes, absolutely, we'll be discussing regarding it. And up next, we'll be discussing the outcomes of this subject. Absolutely, it's important, right? When you are studying a complete subject, it is required to understand like, yes, what is the objective? Why should I completely read or understand this subject? There comes the outcome. So absolutely, we'll be discussing about the outcome, as well as there will be brief discussion on the units and the maximum marks allotted for this subject. Let's see what is the course code as well as the credit allotted for this subject. The course code for the C# and .NET subject is CAM 11T and the credits allotted for the subject is 3 credits. So if you'll get complete 3 credits under this subject, it is very easy to score and you can easily understand as well. This is a standard reference of textbooks which we can refer in order to study the C# subject. Yeah, over here, Programming in C# by E. Bal Guruswamy. And one more textbook is C# and .NET by Mark. Yes, absolutely, you can refer these both textbooks in order to mastery your subject, that's C#. Okay, so let's heading forward, understand the marks allocation. Like, yes, we know the subject is there for complete 100 marks, absolutely. Now, how the 100 marks is been divided or allotted? For that, we have to understand. For that, let's see here, we'll be getting exams for 80 marks and we'll be having the formative assessment internal for 20 marks, and adding both we'll be getting 100 marks. That's the maximum marks for the subject. Okay, great, right? So we are understanding the maximum marks allocated. Like, yes, what is the marks for theory exam and what is the marks that is required other than theory. So yes, absolutely, we got these both things now. Moving ahead, let's understand the outcomes of this course. Exactly, course outcomes or COs. The first outcome of this subject is like you'll be understanding exactly like what is a syntax of C# and what are the different control statements, strings, arrays that you can utilize in order to write the code in C# language. Yes, that will be our first outcome. The next outcome says us like how we can utilize that object-oriented programming concepts. Yeah, so that's OOP concepts like classes, inheritance, as well as interference. So how these can be utilized in order to build a program. Yes, you'll be learning it under the syllabus. And also, up next, the third CO or the outcome, it says like it specifies like how we can use the delegates or file input output, The third CO specifies like how we have to use or specify the delegates or the input-output files as well as the events in terms of C sharp. Okay. So yes, absolutely. Up next, let's see the last CO, that's CO4. Yes, when you learn the syntax, when you learn the events, when you learn the file handling, up next, what is that? It's designing. Yes, designing or building GUI apps using the window forms or even by addon.net. Yeah, you can build the GUI apps, you can build the games using C# platform. It is one of most amazing platform which you can use in order to build your dreams. These are the outcomes, what you'll be learning. So these are the complete outcomes of this subject. Isn't it great and amazing? And let's move forward and understand in brief like what are the different units that we have, and under those units, what are the concepts we'll be understanding or learning. Yeah, let's move with that. So over here, we will be having a complete of only 4 units under the syllabus. Okay. Now let's see what's there under unit 1. So yes, under unit 1, we'll be having introduction to OOP. That's nothing but object-oriented programming. You'll be learning like what is object-oriented programming, what is the introduction, what's the overview of C sharp, and what is the evolution and all those things under this introduction. And later, you'll be studying the different methods which are utilized in C sharp and the arrays as well as strings that you can use as well as learn in order to build your GUI apps or games. So this is with respect to complete unit 1. Let's move ahead. Under unit 2, you'll be understanding and learning that OOPS concept in a better way, in a depth, and also along with that, you'll be studying the constructors, like what are different kinds of constructor, how you can utilize them. Also, you'll be learning the inheritances, like what is the inheritance, what we are using from our basic things, and what is that which is updated one in order to go with C sharp. And absolutely, you'll also be learning the different kinds in it. And up next, you'll be learning polymorphism. Oh my God, this is one of the important topic. Okay, so polymorphism, like what is polymorphism and how the polymorphism. So yes, exactly, it is one of the important topic, polymorphism. Under this, we'll be studying like how polymorphism is being handled by the system. And up next, we'll also be studying operator overloading, the different data abstractions and the interfaces. So this will be studied under our unit 2. Let's see what's there in unit 3. Under unit 3, you'll be understanding what are the different delegates are there and the events related to them. So you'll be studying in brief with respect to that. And up next, you'll also be learning how to manage the console IO operations. So this is one of important topic with respect to this unit. So yes, absolutely, there are different protocols what we have to follow in order to manage that console related to IO operations. Yeah. Up next, we'll also be studying the file handling under this. So yes, this will be under unit 3. And up next is the unit 4. So in unit 4, you'll be able to, while you reach unit 4, you'll be understanding like what are the different concepts, what are the different arrays, strings, what is the syntax in order to write your program, how to handle the IO functions, case any interfaces, then how you have to go with the systems or what's the exact syntax. So you'll be ready with all those things. And up next, what you'll be doing over here is you can build that GUI functions in the Windows forms. Okay. So yes, you'll be having the introduction like how to build that GUI in the window forms, and what's the next thing, how to integrate the program that is being written in the C sharp in the addon.net. So yes, you'll be studying introduction to window forms as well as the data access with addon.net. This is the 4th unit and this is the last unit of your syllabus. Yes, that's it. So these are the things what you'll be learning under this syllabus. Up next, let's understand the formative assessment in a better way. We are having 4 units under the syllabus how the internals are being conducted. So yes, the internals will be completely for 20 marks, correct, right? And now, what's the split up? So yes, you'll be having two internals, and for first internal, you'll be having complete 2 units. And for the next internal, that's for second internal, you'll be having next 2 units, that's unit 3 and unit 4. And that's it. You'll be getting your internal marks by the final internal marks. That's 20 marks will be average of these two internals. So this is with respect to your formative assessment. That's internal. That's it. Yes. Thank you.